As the weeks passed, Naru, Sebis, and Marie's training intensified. Each of them focused on honing their individual skills, knowing that mastery in their respective areas would be crucial for their success. Naru dedicated himself to perfecting his stamina and archery skills. Under the watchful eye of his friends, he practiced various techniques, focusing on speed, precision, and endurance. Despite his initial pessimism, Naru's confidence grew as he noticed significant improvements in his abilities. He also used to run long distances that resulted in a boost in his stamina levels. Marie, already adept in athletic abilities, focused mostly on refining her martial arts skills. She also spent hours learning archery with Naru, practicing long-range shots and rapid-fire techniques. Marie also engaged in physical conditioning, enhancing her agility and stamina too. Her dedication paid off as she consistently hit her targets with remarkable precision. Sebis mostly focused on his skills with swords. Since his father was a known blacksmith, they already had plenty of wooden and steel swords that were good for practice. The kids were training in their own ways in order to be fully prepared for the 3-month initial course. Most of times, Naru's father, who had once been in Arcane's army serving as a level D class archer, watched the 3 kids doing their practice. Although their practices were not that smooth and well planned, but he liked their enthusiasm. So, he never interfered with their practices or gave any advice on how to improve. He knew the kids still had lots to learn before they could even get to a level D status, but until someone takes the initial steps, the journey cannot be completed. The day had finally arrived when the initial warrior course was set to begin. The training grounds buzzed with anticipation as the recruits gathered, each one eager to prove their worth. Naru, Marie, and Sebis stood among them, their hearts racing with excitement and a hint of nervousness. As the sun rose, casting a golden hue over the kingdom, the recruits assembled at the designated training grounds. They were greeted by a team of seasoned instructors, each a high-ranking warrior in their respective class. The lead instructor, Commander Alaric, a level C sword warrior, stood at the forefront, exuding an aura of strength and authority. "Welcome, recruits," Commander Alaric began, his voice commanding yet encouraging. "Today marks the beginning of your journey to become elite warriors for the great empire of Arcane. This course will test your limits, challenge your skills, and forge you into the defenders our empire needs." The first day was dedicated to orientation and physical assessments. The recruits were briefed on the course objectives, the schedule, and the expectations. They were then subjected to a series of physical tests designed to gauge their strength, speed, and endurance. The recruits performed weightlifting exercises, testing their ability to handle heavy armor and weapons. Naru gritted his teeth as he lifted a heavy training sword, feeling the strain in his muscles but refusing to give up. A timed sprint across the training field measured their agility and swiftness. Marie, with her archer's nimbleness and athletic abilities, excelled in this test, her feet barely touching the ground as she sped past the markers. A long-distance run followed by an obstacle course tested their stamina and resilience. Naru was able to perform well in this test since he had been running long distances. Sebis, on the other hand, had average performance in all 3 tests. After the physical tests on the first day, the recruits gathered in the main training hall, a grand structure with high ceilings adorned with banners representing the great empire of Arcane. The hall buzzed with the energy and excitement of the recruits, each one eager to hear what lay ahead. The recruits were seated in rows, and the instructor stood at the front, ready to address them. Commander Alaric, a towering figure in gleaming armor, took the lead. "Recruits," he began, his voice resonating through the hall, "you have shown great promise in the physical test this morning. Now, it is time to understand what it means to be a warrior of Arcane. This course is designed to push you to your limits and beyond. We will test not only your physical abilities, but also your mental fortitude, teamwork and strategic thinking. He introduced the other instructors, each a master in their respective field. Mistress Ilara, Level C Archer, a sharp-eyed woman with a calm demeanor known for her unparalleled precision and tactical acumen. Master Kale, Level C Ninja, a shadowy figure with a mysterious aura renowned for his stealth and deadly efficiency with high-class close combat skills. Captain Halder, Level B Sword Warrior, a burly man with a booming voice, expert in close combat and weapon mastery. Each instructor gave a brief speech outlining their expectations and the importance of their respective disciplines. After the performance of each student was evaluated, the lists were issued in which the names of students were specified based on specific classes and age group. Commander Alaric was holding the sheet with the names. In front of him were 200 new students eager to know what their future would hold. Once the specific classes have been assigned to a student, there is very little chance that the management body of the course team will allow the student to change classes. Since the classes were assigned based on each student's performance and key indicators of areas where they performed well. Before letting everyone know their respective classes, Commander Alaric shouted, "I want to inform that this year we will be assigning some selected students into a 4th warrior class. This warrior class will be unlike anything you have heard of. These selected students will be given the opportunity to learn and master special grade defensive items along with the mastery of runic inscriptions. Then, at the end of the 3 months course, their performances will be evaluated and some students will be given the opportunity to enter into a 2-year specialized course for the training in 4th warrior class, aka Runic Masters." This was big shock for everyone. Until now, only 3 warrior classes were famous: sword warriors, ninjas, and archers. No one knew what Runic Masters were, but it did sound interesting and something out of the ordinary. It took almost 2 hours to announce each student's respective class. All 200 of them were now divided into 4 different groups. 60 of them were assigned as a sword warrior. 80 students were given the opportunity to learn archery in this 3-month period, and 40 were assigned as a ninja. The remaining 20 students were given the opportunity to enroll in Runic Masters class. It could be a big coincidence, but all 3 of the friends, Sebis, Marie, and Naru, somehow ended up in the same class, which was archery. Since Naru always wanted to lead down the path of becoming an archer warrior just like his father, therefore he was very happy. Along with this, he also knew that both Sebis and Marie will be joining him in the same class, so all 3 of them can help each other out as well. After the students got assigned to their respective classes, Commander Alaric now instructed everyone to go back to their homes and pack their belongings, since all 200 of them will be staying in the academy for the entire course's length. Many students started mumbling after hearing this statement from Commander Alaric. Some even opposed the idea, but the decision had already been made. Alaric shouted, "We want to train each one of you as intensely as possible so that all 200 of you can become a refined warrior who will then serve our empire. If you really want to achieve this goal, then we will require your complete focus on your training sessions, and the only way to achieve this is by staying here for the entire duration of 3 months." A wave of energy suddenly pulsated among the entire group. They understood if they really want to move further in being a warrior, then they will have to give their all. As the energy from Commander Alaric's words settled over the group, the recruits slowly dispersed, each processing the gravity of their new reality. Naru, Marie, and Sebis exchanged looks of determination and excitement, knowing that the next 3 months would be a transformative period in their lives. The friends returned to their homes, where they shared the news with their families. Naru's father was proud and supportive, helping him pack and offering advice for the journey ahead. Marie and Sebis experienced similar send-offs, with their families emphasizing the importance of dedication and perseverance. Each recruit had been provided with a list of necessary items for their stay, including clothing, basic toiletries, and any personal items they might need. The preparation was a mixture of excitement and apprehension, as leaving home for the academy represented both a significant step toward adulthood and a commitment to a rigorous training regimen.